Hi everyone, it's Lori, and I have some things going on that I'd like to share with you. I have something I want you to think about a little bit here. If you've been trying to manifest change, healing, abundance, or a completely different life path, but somehow you just keep ending up in the same emotional cycles, there's something you need to know. This is a pretty good indication that there is a disconnect between your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. They want two different things, okay? And the difference is your conscious mind wants one thing, and what your subconscious mind wants still believes is possible. Okay, so they're in concert, but they're in disconnect at the same time. All right. And this is because manifestation is not just about your desires. It's not just about what you want. It's about identity. It's about emotional conditioning that you have been through for years and years throughout your life. It's about the patterns that your nervous system already recognizes as safe. I don't want to change. There's no need to change. Keep doing this. All right, so I want to say welcome to Next Step Tarot. My name is Lori, and we are going to be doing something different here. These readings, which are going to be called Manifestation Mondays, this is not about pretending the universe will magically solve your life while you sit around and hope for the signs, okay? You can't just look for the signs. This is about using tarot as a psychological and energetic mirror. And what we're going to look at is what you consciously want. What subconscious pattern you may be blocking, or maybe blocking it. What emotional loop keeps repeating, and what shift begins changing your trajectory. Whether you approach this through spirituality, psychology, neuroplasticity, energy work, or pure self-awareness. The goal is the same. We're all seeking alignment. Because once the subconscious mind stops resisting the future that you actually want, your decisions begin changing naturally. So take a breath, ground yourself, and we will begin here in a minute. I do want to reiterate that these readings are not just about receiving messages. It's about creating that alignment between intention and action. Tarot is wonderful at revealing energy, but energy without movement, it's only potential. So today we are going to start to use these cards as an anchor point for real world manifestation. This is not to bypass reality, but to intentionally direct your focus, your choices, and your emotional energy toward what you are trying to build in your life. All right, so this week, the theme here is the energy that you are ready to step into. This week's reading is going to focus on the energy, your mindset, or opportunity that your subconscious may already be preparing you for. As we move through the cards in this reading, I want you to pay attention to certain things. There's 4 different things here I want you to think about. Your emotional reactions to what is being revealed. 2, your repeated thoughts that keep coming up during the reading. What's happening here? Why am I thinking the same thing over and over again? 3, pay attention to any tension that you may be feeling in your body, your neck, your hands, your back, your knees, any of those places. Your face. Are you squinting? Are you frowning? Okay, so pay attention to those things. There's one last thing that I want you to try to pay attention to a little bit loosely the first time, okay? As we delve into these readings every Monday, you'll get better at this, okay? So take time to try to pay attention to your moments of recognition. And by that, I mean when you connect with something, okay? So maybe keep a pen. In fact, In the future, I will give you a prompt, something to bring, with you to these readings, because these are going to be interactive readings. This is not going to be a passive thing for you to sit by, just listen. I want you to actively participate. All right. So, and you will want something as an anchor. So before next week's reading, look in the community tab under posts, and I will have, something there, a reminder there for you. And hopefully I'll have it in the pinned comments. All right. The reason I want you to pay attention to these things is because manifestation and bringing things into reality often starts with awareness before it actually becomes visible to you. Okay, so it's just through the awareness of what's happening, anchoring our energies, understanding what we are actually feeling. All right, let's go ahead and begin. Before I pull these cards, though, all right, I do want to point this out too. I almost forgot that this is very important too. The subconscious mind thinks in symbols, emotion, repetition, and associations, not logic, okay? And that's one major reason why tarot works so well for self-reflection. The archetypes bypass the analytical mind and pull those hidden patterns closer to the surface of our consciousness. Psychologically, this works similarly to something called a cognitive anchor. Okay, when a symbol becomes emotionally meaningful to you, your brain starts to prioritize information connected to it. This is why I will prompt you to have something, a candle, a pen, a cup, your tea, something, okay, an object that represents your goal. All right, this connects, and I know this is a technical term, the reticular activating system, the RAS system, which acts like a filter for your attention. In simple terms, all that means is that your brain starts noticing what it believes is important. Okay? So today we are intentionally going to create that focus. All right. Not fantasy, not escapism. We are going to create focus. All right, so let's go ahead, shuffle the cards here, take your deep breath to center yourself, and let's begin. All right, this first card is going to focus on your desire, okay? This represents your conscious manifestation, what you believe you want, what you are actively reaching for, what your higher mind is asking for right now. Oh, we have the Three of Wands. Interesting. The thing that stands out here the most for me with this is that there is nothing out there on the water. All right, so this tells me you're looking for peace, calm, detachment, but with hope for the future. All right, so the desire itself is very, very real. It reveals your emotional state attached to this desire, which tells me you're in a healing energy. This is about you, focusing on you. I get that you want more. You haven't been seeing what you've been looking for. So you still have hope, though. You have hope. But I get that you need to heal. You are in a healing phase. And you're like, I keep hearing the phrase, not today. Not today. Today's not the day. I'm not ready. Okay. Now, if you're trying to manifest something for your future, peace, calm, stability, but you're also looking for love and this and that and several other things, the manifestation can get very confused. Okay. Your higher power, your higher mind becomes confused. Your subconscious is creating all these things going on where your conscious mind is saying, oh, I just want peace and calm. Okay, so there's the disconnect. There is the disconnect. You have a lot more desires under the surface affecting what is happening on the surface. All right. Let's see. This card is showing me what your energy is trying to move toward, not just internally, but also externally, okay? Both in and outer. There is a desire for a peaceful future, quieter, more calm. This definitely feels like you're seeking a relationship of some sort, a friendship, a connection. That's what it should be, a connection. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the subconscious block that is absolutely creating the hidden resistance. This isn't meant to be punishment. It's not failure. It's not resistance intentionally from you. This is the subconscious mind is designed to preserve your familiarity, even when familiar is painful. Okay, so this is about keeping you in that comfort zone, making you feel like it's more difficult to change than it is to stay with what you know. All right. Whoops. Let's try that again. Oh, you've got the Ace of Swords here. This tells me that you feel consciously like you can figure this out, like you know how to make this happen. And you do. Your waking mind absolutely knows just how to do this. Your subconscious mind is using that against you. It's literally putting you in a pattern loop, okay? Reinforcing and then destroying exactly what you're trying to accomplish here. Again, this is not intentional, okay? This is not you doing this. This is your subconscious, the part of you that you have no control over, the part of you that says it's safer to not accomplish this goal. Okay, here's a good example. So many times people think that they want abundance, but subconsciously they're afraid of the responsibilities behind that. Okay? Many people say they want love, but they're unable to see themselves in a healthy relationship. They think that their person's going to cheat on them or that they're not worthy themselves. There's the conflict. Many people say they want peace, that they want quiet, that they want serenity while remaining addicted to the chaos, the drama, okay? And this is what I'm hearing here, is that your subconscious mind is telling you, oh, sure, you're smarter than that. You know you could do that, but you don't have to. But just knowing that you can do that is all you need to do. Okay, so your subconscious is actually using your intelligence and what you know against you. I'm getting a strong feeling here that this may be a pattern where you constantly keep yourself busy, maybe with thoughts, maybe with actions, so that you never have to really fully feel uncertain. And this may be what's creating the chaos in your life, okay? This is why manifestation can feel inconsistent, because the conscious mind is saying, I want peace, I want quiet, I want serenity, and yet those things don't feel right when you think about the actions it takes to create that. So there could be a resistance here in abandoning people because you think you have to get rid of people to get rid of the chaos. Or you have to slow yourself down in order to think clearly about what to do. Okay, it's a pattern. And this is subconscious, okay? All right, let's look at what the repeating loop might be. This card represents the cycle that just keeps repeating itself. All right, So this growth that you're trying to experience just does not feel safe in your mind yet. All right, let's take a look here and see what we have. There we go, the Fool. There is a deep desire within you to take the leap of faith, but then you instantly are like running the other direction. All right, this feels a lot less like fate and more like conditioning. Like this is just how this happens. Every time you think about setting yourself free, getting out there, expanding, having less chaos, more serenity, more peace, and you're ready to take that leap of faith. You're ready to move forward. And then your subconscious kicks in and says, nope. Oh, look, we've got to do this over here. We got to take care of the kids. We've got to, and you're off doing something else again. Instead of taking that leap of faith, you're falling right back into the pattern of overthinking it, of thinking, keeping yourself busy so you don't have to think about this, how much it would require of you, or actually how little it would actually require of you. All right, so this is not judgment, okay? There's no diagnoses here. This is about what triggers you and what, why you get triggered by these things. All right, so for some of you, it could be any of those situations of keeping yourself busy so that you don't have to feel uncertain. You don't want to lose people in your life that you love and care for because you know that they are the cause of the drama and you would have to somehow separate yourself. It's just the pattern, okay? And this can show up as in any form. All right, this is the brain repeating itself. What feels familiar before it repeats what feels healthy or right for you. And that's why becoming aware of these things is what ultimately matters. All right, so becoming aware is the most important part to starting to anchor ourselves and change the behavior. All right, let's talk about that rewire. This card is going to represent the shift. All right, not the fantasy version, the actionable version, what you can actually do, the emotional and behavioral adjustments that starts changing the momentum. All right, let's see what we have here. Got the King of Wands. This is about self-trust. This is about consistency, showing up for yourself, speaking to yourself honestly, making the mistakes, but at least you're taking the risk to make the mistake. And the mistake is a lesson. That's all it is. All right. So manifestation, honestly, is so less about attracting something new and more about becoming emotionally available for yourself. So being there for yourself, trusting yourself, self-trust, decision-making, feeling your emotional regulation. No, you're not going to be perfect at this every time. It comes at everybody differently. None of us are perfect at this. It takes practice. It takes time. All right. So this card says that the next breakthrough for you is probably not hidden in some massive cosmic event. It's hidden in repeated small choices that reinforce a new identity. You want to be the leader in your own life. You want to take control. You want to be in charge. That is your desire, your alignment here. All right. So this is how you make the next step, okay? All right, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and close here. The reading's a little bit longer than I had intended, but there was a lot to explain here. So the future readings will be a little bit shorter. But keep in mind, manifestation is not about a single moment. It's about repetition. It's about attention, focus, emotional reinforcement, behavioral consistency. The cards here can reveal the patterns, the triggers, the things that keep us blocked, but your daily decisions are what are going to strengthen the new pathway for you. That's where the real transformation is going to happen. If today's reading felt familiar, especially the subconscious block or repeating loop, you would probably connect very strongly with my pattern series playlist that is here on Next Step Tarot. That series goes much deeper into emotional cycles, self-sabotage patterns, attachment dynamics, recurring relationship themes, and these subconscious behaviors that quietly shape our lives. All right, before you go, we are going to cover an actual manifestation Monday anchoring technique. All right, so the weekly practice, ritual, whatever we want to do, anchor setting, whatever you want to call it. This is going to take under 10 minutes. You're going to have very limited supplies for this, and it's something you can repeat every day. Okay? So for the first day, or however you want to do this every day, write one sentence beginning with, I am ready to support the version of myself that blank. Okay? Don't go into a huge explanation. Write down what your thought is and let it go. The second step would be to form the anchor. Okay, so an object that you have chosen to anchor your energy around this action that you're trying to create, place that chosen object somewhere visible this week. Okay, so like as you're going in and out the door, maybe on the kitchen sink, the bathroom sink, your nightstand. This becomes your subconscious prompt. So even though you want it very visible, but it's not going to be screaming at you, but it will catch your attention every time you see it, and it will remind you of what you're trying to do here. The third step is your action step. Choose one small action connected to your goal, okay, and repeat it daily for 7 days. I cannot tell you how important this is. Without behavioral repetition, the manifestation cannot ever fully develop. It will start, part of it will come, but then you will be interrupted subconsciously. You'll be pulled right back in. So choose one small action connected to your goal and repeat it daily for 7 days. All right, you can continue after 7 days if you so choose, but we will be doing these messages once a week, so every 7 days. The fourth step is reflection. At the end of each day, ask yourself, and you can write this down so that you can track it if you want, but you do not have to. Ask yourself this question: did my actions support my future self today? All right, if you want to write just one sentence down and just a yes or no with a single word to corroborate it, yeah, go ahead and do that, but don't get all tied up in it. In fact, you may want for the first couple of days just to let it ride in your reflective mind, okay? All right, keep in mind, manifestation is not about controlling the universe. It's about learning how to stop sending mixed signals through your habits, through your attention, through your emotions, and your decisions or lack thereof decisions. The cards reveal the energy, but your daily actions are what are going to strengthen it. All right, if you are joining me for this new Manifestation Monday journey, subscribe and come back next week for the next step forward. All right, don't forget to check out the information below every video where I've given you freebies. There is a link called Personal Readings, but it's actually coaching conversations, and there will be much more in the description. All right. One other thing you may want to do right now, immediately, is to look at the card that resonated with you the most today. Not the easiest card, Okay, the truest one. Because again, that awareness is usually where the first real shift is going to happen. If you feel comfortable, comment the name of that card below. And if this reading helped you think about your situation differently, go ahead and let me know. You can email me. You can put something in the comments. All right. I want to thank you very much for being here, and I wish you a beautiful week. Namaste.